This is a very big deal. Beyond the smart contract, it must support the high transaction value, and that is quite a significant of being perfectly liquid, which is frictionless, and in the interoperability between the institutions and the key players that increase the velocity. When we talk about the global layer one, Project Guardian, which we have to talk about the global liquidity pool, right? Because it allows cross-border transaction, number one. Tokenization assets to be traded across global liquidity pool. How important is a global liquidity pool? But before we dive into that, this Project Guardian, they should call it Project Power because it's the power to mint. They have literally consolidated the power to mint. You have the liquidity pool. It is a cornerstone of what 007 just pointed out about DeFi. It has to provide a source of liquidity for users to exchange and interact between the protocols with various digital assets. Because if you cannot exchange or there's no liquidity, you're stuck with that tokens that it has value, but it hasn't got interest. It hasn't got that liquidity to exchange to fiat or whatever. That's why it's important, because when the liquidity pool dries up, that's why they try to stop the inflow and outflow within the HDO system. There's a reason they do that, because without that, between the trading pair, there's not enough liquidity. The user will be stuck with the tokens which they cannot use. That's one. With this global layer one, the infrastructure, once you control that, you control the blood and you control the transfusion machine. When they talk about global liquidity pool, I think they are already virtually signaling that the two main sources of liquidity in the economy, bank loans and commercial paper market, very well become true. We also see IMF. IMF has decided to join Project Guardian as part of the policy inputting, and IMF is involved now. So you have a lot of the Japan financial services, the UK, the Swiss, hello, and then the banks are from the Americans and transactions Americans. So really, technically, people talk about, but it's public chain, it is private chain, and then the argument. I feel whether it's public or not, the problem is the security of it. Whether public or not, at the end, the controlling nodes are the important one. Who has the final say in this transaction, actually? So it could go both. It could be public, and then it could be funneled into something which is controlled blockchain, essentially.